All right. Appreciate the patience as I jump from one ring to the next. We tune into the Outlaws Blades game. Blades are already up 3-0. And a face off from Nelson, Beltnick Ford. Blades carry it back. They cut through. They drag. They take a shot. Puck bodies go flying as the puck is down pressured by Kennedy, tipped out of the zone by Beltnick. All the way down as the Blades grab it. Pillsbury sends it back in. Brought back up by the Blades. They drop it to themselves. They take a shot, saved by Sorensen. Beltnick dives for another shot, blocked by the Blades themselves. And they regroup out of the zone. Blades carry it through. Tapped away by Nelson and an offside call. And we'll get a stoppage of play. So 9:45 in period number one, 3-0 Blades. As I believe the Blades have won every game in this tournament by 10. Well, see, they didn't win the first game. They beat hometown 12-5. I don't know what the final score was against Chicago. I left that game at 10-1. Chris said it was 13-1 was the final. And this is an extremely good team. It's a good test for the boys to be able to get out there. A lot of these kids are going to be representing Minnesota in the Brick tournament next summer. Tournament that Team Minnesota just won for the first time in 37 years. And so it's a good opportunity to go and play some of the best kids in the state of Minnesota as Ethan Parker gets it to Ebbingsteiner. Great pass there. Ebbingsteiner brings it in. He stops and starts. Parker taps it towards the net. That's controlled by the Blades. And it's sent all the way through. Chased down by Fuller. He sends it out to Ethan Parker. Pushes it forward. Fuller sends it back in. Blades bring it back out. Centering pass right into the chest of Sorensen as he goes through. And we'll get a stoppage of play. A lot of familiar faces as well for these teams. A number of our boys who played winter hockey at Minnesota Made played with and against a number of these players. So there's a lot of familiar faces across from each other as Nelson gets ready for the face-off. Nelson takes the draw, goes to Lankwich in the corner. He shovels it up. Blades go D to D, and it is offside. And another stoppage of play. Lankwich pushes the puck forward. That's dropped back D to D. Bufflin pressures. Cleared away by Kennedy. Behind the net, Blades control. They slip with Lankwich. Centering pass to the Blades. Just stopped by Sorensen, and he covers it up. Lankwich takes the draw. Ebert jams at it. Puck loose in the corner. Centering pass broken up by Hohertz. Zach Ebert tries to skate around. He can't. Stuck at the boards. Shep sends it all the way across. Nobody there as SDP brings, or not SDP, excuse me. Games are blending together at this point for me as the Outlaws carry it in, turned over as Ebert has it. Ebert takes the shot. Blocked before it gets to the goal. Down into the corner. Ebert pressure. Centering pass. Fuller takes his player out. Down behind the net. I think they were expecting a call, and everyone sort of stopped. Play continued as it's behind the net for the Blades. Centering pass broken up by Fuller. Fuller up to Bufflin. Bufflin dumps it down, pushed into the corner. Nelson puts pressure on the Blades as they bring it in. Around the net. Centering goes all the way through. Up to the top of the zone. Blades circle. They take the shot. Gloved by Sorensen and another save. 6:39 to go. I don't know if that shot total is correct. They have 13-0 on the shots on the board. It very well could be. As the Blades have controlled the majority of the play since I have been here. They tried for the Michigan, and they circle back around, centering pass over into the corner. Pillsbury goes after it. Up the board, just passed forward, grabbed by Kennedy. Kennedy flips it out. That will go all the way down. No icing as they wave it off. And it jammed up the boards in the corner. Melson grabs it. Centering pass, cleared away. Puck slides out of the zone. Nelson comes back on a back check. And as players bump down in the corner, Fuller sends it up to Beltnick. Beltnick over to Ford. Ford caught from behind. His stick is stuck in the players. Hohert sends it back in. Parker needs to get out. Everyone needs to get out, and they realize that as Parker clears the zone. Now you can head back in as the Blades bring it out to center ice, stolen by Miller. Miller, he's caught from behind, regains possession, down into the corner. Parker chases after it. With a head of speed, the Blades bring it in. Big bump there as Hoher sends his Blades player in the boards. He's down. We got to get a whistle. Can we get a whistle? Thank you. And a stoppage of play. So, shaken up Blades player. We'll be back after this. Back to his feet. Looks like he's shaken up a little bit, but should be able to get back. A big bump into the boards there, and we'll get a defensive zone face-off once players are reset on the ice. So 4:58 to go in period number one. 3-0 Blades. As he goes outside the zone. And Parker, Ebensteiner, and Miller line up for for Outlaws. And Hohertz Fuller back on D. Shipped out of the zone by Miller. Back over. They go D to D into the zone. Blades down low. Centering pass. All the way through. Top of the zone. Shot. Fluttered. Kick save by Sorensen. Behind the net. Fuller battles for it. He gets tied up. Blades come in. Broken up again as Fuller tries to get it out of the zone. He can't. Long shot as that's underneath Sorensen. Puck is still stuck underneath. He has now a stick between his legs as well. And the stoppage of play. Same forwards stay on. Pillsbury, Kennedy hop on for defense. 4:16 to go in the first period. Puck bouncing around at the circle. Parker comes out with it. Parker skates out. Stick pop. Grabbed by the Blades as Miller battles. Miller takes out his player. Pushed around to the corner by Pillsbury. That's broken up by Pillsbury as Parker has it. Parker can't get the pass off, looking for Miller into his skates. Parker still has it over to Ebensteiner. Pillsbury knocks it away to Kennedy. Kennedy tipped off of a Blades player, so no icing as that's chased down and fresh skaters come on for the Outlaws. Outlaws bring it, or sorry, Blades bring it back in. Behind the net. Top of the zone. Bodies fly as Kennedy emerges from the scrum with it. Tommy Kennedy heads into the zone. He cuts through. Tommy Kennedy, he takes the shot blocked into the corner. Up the boards. Hohurst tries to keep it in off the heel of his stick. As Blades bring it back in, they cut past Fuller around Ebert, shot and score. So Blades score again, 4-0. And as the Outlaws still look for their first shot, official shot of the game, Blades extend the lead to 4. Down low. Hunter brings it in. Cleared out by Blades as Hunter pushes him, and we're going to get a penalty on Hohurst. Hohurst is going to go for checking. I've seen a number of those not get called this weekend in both the 16 and the 14 divisions. I will say that I get that there's a lot of games going on, and I get that it requires a lot of refs. The quality of refing this weekend has been pretty poor. That, though, was a legitimate call. It's just not the consistency. Exactly. There's no consistency on it. You don't know what's going to get called, what's not going to get called. As the Blades control the faceoff, they go over. And from across the zone, that shot blocked by Pillsbury. Pillsbury sends it up the boards. Ford chases after it. Held in by the Blades. It's the passing right there and right there on display. And that's what is going to get highlighted in the game. It's a game that we were never going to win, but it's a game where it's like, okay, what can we take out of this? And a lot of it is just positioning. And when you're just chasing the puck, you're going to get guys open like that. And a team as good as the Blades are, they're going to dump it in the back of the net and create a 5-0 lead. Melson battles for it. Pillsbury pushes it over. Down low. Blades hold it. Stolen by Beltnick. He can't catch a break as he battles for it. Up the boards. Beltnick jammed off the puck as that's passed over. And Blades bring it back in. They get through Pillsbury, but Kennedy slides in and he controls and chips it out of the zone. Pillsbury putting pressure. Up the boards. Ford holds the line enough and keeps the play going as Melson looks to get it to Beltnick. Blades bring it in. Another shot, loose rebound. Stuck underneath Cam, and we'll get a stoppage of play. Face-off control by the Blades. That short angle shot gets tied up as Hohurst comes in. He's pushing and shoving. And we'll get a stop here. Face off control by the Blades. Down low. They go into the corner. Stop and start. Another pass across. Broken up there. Bufflin ties his player up. Sent all the way to the top of the zone. Gets loose. Ebert can't get there as the Blades circle it back. Blades bring it in. Pass broken up there briefly by Ebert as that goes in the corner for Fuller. He pops it up the boards. Bufflin battling for it. Down to Hohertz. Stolen by Zach, and Zach comes in. Ebert takes the shot, and he scores. Zach Ebert gets the goal. And on the first shot of the game, Ebert scores, and it's a 5-1 game. Don't call it a comeback. Worst lead in hockey, 5 goals. And with 16.9 seconds to go, Ebert tallies Outlaws on the board. And the fifth opening face-off at center ice. Face-off controlled by the Blades. Ebert gets it again. Ebert cuts through. 7 seconds. He shovels it towards the net. Blades just clear it out. Kennedy taps it back in. And that will do it after one. 5-1 is your score. And we'll be back for second period action next. Sides are flipped. Boys are lining up. And the line of Ebert, Bufflin, and Alenkowicz hops back on to start the period. Kennedy Pillsbury back on D. Face-off controlled by the Outlaws. Ebert brings it in. Ebert gets hauled down. And we're going to get a call. There you go. The ref couldn't get his whistle in his mouth. he, he got it up, and then he was like, couldn't get the whistle in the mouth. And so now we have a power play opportunity for the Outlaws. So same 5 as we're 10 seconds into the period. As Alenkowicz takes the draw. Alenkowicz to Bufflin. Bufflin backhands it into the skates of the Blades player. They wrap it around. Knocked away by Alenkowicz as that sent all the way down as Pillsbury chases after it. Pillsbury has it. Pressured there. Stuck down low as Blades come out of it. They take the shot. Kennedy corrals the rebound. Tommy Kennedy goes around. Pushed all the way down into the corner. Kennedy pursues. Alenkowicz comes in. Loose puck center ice. Nobody there for the Outlaws as Bufflin tries to disrupt, and Blades carry it through center ice. A big collision there as the Blades send it in. Pillsbury grabs it for the Outlaws. He sends it up, right back to the Blades, and they fire it back. Kennedy overskates it, and the Blades come in, broken up there by Pillsbury, and that puck gets knocked out of the air. High stick is going to be the call, even if Cam hadn't covered it up. It's still a high stick. If they're going to call high stick, then it's going to go all the way down. So it should be down if they're going to call high stick. So probably should have just been a covered up play by Cam because he had the puck on it, but they're calling high stick. We'll take the offensive zone faceoff as Parker steps up. 45 seconds on the power play for SDP as the Blades control the faceoff and they carry it out. Couple of players collide as Blades come in. They go around. They flip up over Cam into the corner. Blades control again. Blades have it. They tap it to themselves. Puck goes loose into the corner. Ebensteiner sends it up top of the zone. That long shot blocked by Hohertz. 14 seconds to go. Puck knocked off the Blaze stick. They get another shot. Puck is loose. And a whistle blown before the puck went into the net. No goal is the call as Cam had it, and then he was sort of shoved into the net. So with 8 seconds to go on the man advantage, we have a defensive zone draw. Nelson, Ford, Beltnick, Pillsbury, Kennedy hop on the ice. Kennedy flips it out. We have the power play as that gets sent all the way down. No icing apparently, because I guess let the game keep playing as that gets sent up to the top of the zone. Kennedy's shot gets knocked into the corner by the defenseman before it gets to the goal. Blades look to carry it out. The Blades spill. Nelson grabs it. Nelson has some room. Centering pass broken up behind the net. Up the boards. Bennett Ford. He takes a shot. Beltnick tips it towards the net, goes behind. Beltnick in his skates. He gets tripped up. Nelson pushes it behind the net. Up the boards. It's held in by Pillsbury. Nelson gets hooked down, no call, as Ford grabs it. Bennett Ford has it. Bennett Ford takes one player, brings it into the zone. Up to Pillsbury. Pillsbury's shot blocked. Kennedy holds it in. Dumps it into the corner. Grabbed by Melson. Ford battles for it. Melson is there. Trying to get it around, and Melson tucks it back into the corner. They get past Pillsbury as Hohertz flies in. He kicks it away. Pillsbury sends it back to center ice. Dumped all the way in. No icing as that goes for Ebert. Ebert has room to skate. He headmans it all the way up to Melson. Tips off of a Blades player and back down into the zone. Pillsbury puts pressure, broken up by Bufflin on the centering pass that goes into the corner. Bufflin battles. Hohertz and Pillsbury standing out in front of the net with each other. Shot, kick saved by Sorensen. Into the corner. Pillsbury battles with the Blades player. He shakes. He skates around. He gets tripped, and we'll get a call as Hunter stuck his stick out, tripped the player, and now we'll have a power play for the Blades. Second penalty on Hohertz. 3 is the magic number in the play hockey tournaments. As Olankiewicz lines up for the faceoff. We need one more player out there as Pillsbury hops back on for defense. Face-off control by the Blades. They go up to the top of the zone, pressured by Ebert. Ebert battling for it. His stick is stuck with his players. Couple of Blades come in, couple of Outlaws come in. Squirts loose to center ice. Around Fuller as Pillsbury comes through. He takes a little bit of a slash there. He's marking the number as that goes off the side of the net. Up top of the slot. Shot saved by Sorensen. And he falls on it as we'll get a stoppage of play. A minute 27 left on the Hohertz Hohertz penalty. Power play for for Blades as Nelson lines up for the faceoff. Faceoff controlled by the Blades. They cut through, looking for some space. Off angle shot off the side of the net. Buckland trying to get it out, stripped off of his stick. Puck is loose, bouncing puck towards the half boards. Blades control again. Tripped by Beltnick. No call there as that slides past Sorensen behind the net. Pressured there by Kennedy. Can't be cleared out by Beltnick. Shot blocked by Buckland. Buckland taps it over, and Beltnick just sends it all the way down. So 44 seconds on the man advantage for the Blades as they bring it back into the zone. Puck slides underneath Sorensen. He can't get a glove on it as it goes around. Another off-angle shot. Blaze looking to get a shot here. Trapped by Kennedy. Centering pass goes out. Beltnick has it again and clears again. Blades need to get off. Outlaws need to get off the ice as fast as they can. And with 2 seconds, 1 second, that goes through as Fuller grabs it. Offside as Miller stepped on the ice. And we'll get a stoppage of play. So a little bit of bench management there. Had they waited for Miller to step on just a second later, would have been an onside play as Parker takes the draw. Battle there with Ebensteiner. Blades control. Blades circle around. Fuller grabs it for the Outlaws. Grayson Fuller, he takes his shot. That bounces and tipped just off to the side by the Blades goalie. And now Blades have speed. Can Pillsbury catch him? Pillsbury trying to get there. They shoot and score. Pillsbury slides into Sorensen, trying to track him down. And it's a 6-1 lead for the Blades. I wouldn't mind getting to 7 so we can run the clock. I know I should be saying that. Good point there, Chris. Thanks for the optimism. It's a 1-1 game after the last 10 minutes. Outlaws getting in there. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that this is my 4th game that I've called today. But Blades get it into the corner. Blades come out of it. Pressured by Pillsbury. They shoot and they get the rebound as Cam couldn't control it. And it's now a 7-1 game. And actually, the clock is running. It must be running does it run at 6? It must run at 6. I don't know. Every tournament is different. Sometimes it's, and wait until we get to the third period or whatever it may be. But running clock now for SDP and the Blades. 7-1 is your score. Melson has it. Melson brings it in. He can't get a shot off as he's caught from behind. Held in by Beltnick. Blades carrying it out. They had man it up. 2-on-1 over. Blades have it. Shoot. And a big save by Sorensen as he gets the glove on it and breaks up that breakaway opportunity. 6.5 to go in the second period. Face off control by the Blades. They skate through, pushed aside up to the top of the slot, the top of the zone, and has to be carried out by the Blades as they go D to D, pressured by Beltnick. Nelson is there. Offside is the call, and we'll get a stoppage of play. Face off control by the Blades as they bring it in. Shot goes wide. Held in, top of the zone. Broken up by Pillsbury. Pillsbury gets it up to Bufflin. Blades carry it out. Knocked away by Kennedy. Loose puck. Blades get it. Broken up by Pillsbury as Pillsbury skates with it. Pillsbury brings it in. He cuts around, spins, stuck at the boards, and we get a penalty. And who are they giving it on? Are they giving? So Blades take the checking call as Pillsbury drove the puck into the zone. And a power play opportunity for the Outlaws. Lankwitz takes the draw with Bufflin and Ebert. Fuller, Melson back on D. As it's one over to Melson. He reaches for it. His shot goes wide. Bufflin has it. Bufflin up to Fuller. Fuller over to Melson through his skates. Big slap shot blocked down. Bouncing puck into the corner as Lankwitz gets there. Centering pass. Blades send it out, and they will get there first in the race to the puck. They tap it around behind the net into the corner. Lankwitz collides with his player. Their sticks are sort of stuck with each other as Melson carries out of the zone. Melson pushes it up. Melson takes the shot. Loose puck rebound. Underneath, puck is still loose, and players jam at it as the puck finally gets covered up and the stoppage of play here. I will say that I appreciate it. Their clock clearly has the ability to stop the penalty time because most clocks, if it's a running clock, everything runs. But the girl down there, hats off to her that she's able to do both. And so she stops the penalty clock as the game clock is running to keep the man advantage for the Outlaws. Miller gets it up to Kennedy. Popped up in the air as the Blades bring it in. Blades try to get the shot blocked by Pillsbury into the corner. Ebensteiner rims it around. Miller gets there for the Outlaws. Grabbed by Pillsbury. Pillsbury chases after as Blades turn it back into the zone. Backhand shot saved by Sorensen and a stoppage of play. Face off controlled by the Outlaws. Bennett Ford has it. He's trying to skid around. He gets stuck in the corner, tied up there as Blades get out of the corner with it. They send it over to the other corner for Kennedy. Tipped out, touched by the Blades bench, and a stoppage of play. 13 seconds on the man advantage for the Outlaws. Just under a minute 30 left in the second period. And we'll have a defensive zone faceoff. Hohurst moves up to forward as big block there by Bennett. Bennett eats that shot and chases after it. Puck slides back in. Pillsbury grabs it. Pillsbury up the boards, held in by Blades. Knocked away by Belnick. Bennett Ford has it. Bennett Ford comes in. He's able to get around. Puck on his stick. Beltnick takes his shot. That's flipped into the corner. Loose puck as Howers jams at it. So they moved Howers up to forward. Nelson back to D as it gets into the zone. Shot saved by Sorensen. Nelson sends it all the way through. Kicked into the corner by the Blades goalie. Forwards changed for the Outlaws. That sneaks all the way through. No icing as that's chased down. Just out front. Can't get there as time expires. So a great pass by the Blades. Just hits off the heel of the stick. And after two periods, it is 7-1 Blades. We'll be back for the last 15 next. Yeah, they flipped Hunter. Hohurst and Melson flipped. So Hohurst took the center line on the Beltnick Ford line. And now Nelson back on D. He's paired up with Fuller as Lanquist sets up for the draw. Face off controlled into the zone as it goes after by the Blades. Nelson shoots it all the way up. It's touched by the Blades goalie, so it negates icing as it goes behind the net. Just skated through by Ebert. Bufflin falls. Alanquist takes the shot. Ebert chases after it. Zach centers it all the way through. Nelson jams at it. Bufflin is there. Nelson shoots. Loose puck as that's blocked away and is sent out as Nelson puts it back in. Alanquist brings it in. Alanquist shoots it. Saved by the Blades goalie, and we'll get a stoppage of play. Parker takes the draw. Parker, Ebensteiner, Miller, Pillsbury, Kennedy, Ebensteiner to Pillsbury. Pillsbury shot. That floats wide, kicked away as Parker gets it back to Kennedy. Kennedy back down low, held up there at the half boards by the Blades, and they chip it out. Into Pillsbury's case as he flips it back out, held in by the Blades. Parker battles for it. Blades go low behind the net, centering all the way through back out to the point. That has to be chased down as that's cleared back into the zone. Parker tries to battle for it. Shot, glove save by Cam as they were looking top shelf, and we'll get a stoppage of play. Parker takes the draw. Blades win it. Their shot goes wide. Nelson behind the net. Wraparound attempt out front. Centering pass. Big save there. And a rebound right to the Blades as they bury it for another goal. But a great save by Cam, stretching the legs out. Just an unfortunate bounce in that situation. And we'll get a face-off. Face-off control by the Outlaws. Shoveled in by Fuller. Hohurt's battling for it. Pushed down low. Hohurt's battling. He swipes at it. Hohurt carries it in. Backhand shuffle, sort of flutter, goes towards it, the center. That will be an icing call on the Blades and an offensive zone faceoff. Puck is loose, squirts into the corner. Belt chases after it, tries to get it up to the point to Melson. Blades grab the puck and carry it out all the way through as it goes to the far corner. Chased down by Ford. Behind the net. Centering pass. Shot. Save. Another shot. And that goes in. The ref is saying, Bennett saying, no, that looked like it just hugged the inside of the post. Maybe didn't clear it all the way, but they're calling it a goal, and we will get another face-off. Lankwich sets up for the draw. Controlled by the Blades. Ebert puts pressure as that's sent to the boards just below us. The Lankwich battling for it. Brought in by the Blades as they go around. Pass over as Blades have it. They take a shot. Glove saved by Sorensen and a stoppage of play. Face off, push to the top of the zone. Blades keep it in. They flip it high. Just grabbed by Sorensen as he puts the mid on it and a stoppage of play. Kennedy jams at the boards, held at the half boards by the Blades. High slot. They take a shot. That's blocked and saved by Sorensen. Pillsbury chips it up the board. A Lankwich can't get there. Pillsbury tries to poke it out. He finally does on a third attempt. And it's chased down by the Blades as they bring it back in. Grabbed by Bufflin. Bufflin's shot blocked. Blades looking to clear it out. Bufflin grabs it again. Pushing it into the corner. Down low behind the net. Ebert can't get it out, and the Blades carry. The Blades cut through. Shot low. Score. At this point, it's like the Blaze need to be thinking to themselves, like, this is a waste of a weekend for us. Like, and the Blaze is a great program. You would think they'd have a better like thumb on the pulse of like what tournaments they should be in. And this just seems like a fail for them because no one's getting anything out of any of this. I mean, the Blades are definitely, great. They're padding stats, they're making themselves look good, and they've beaten every team by, at least 7 goals. Face off, Parker battling for it. Back out, D to D for the Blades. Miller chases it down. Brought back in. They go over. Shot loose and a tapping goal. And it's 11-1. You got to make sure you get the right number. You want to get the right number for the kids so they can report it. They can put it in the stat sheet, and then we can look it up later. And remember that Bowen Crabbin got the 11th goal for the Blades. As face-off controlled by Evan Steiner down low. He sort of spills as he sends it in. Blades looking to turn it back up. Out of the zone as they tap it themselves, and the aforementioned Crabbin brings it in. Centering pass broken out by Parker. Another shot loose. Grayson tried to give it to Cam. Cam gets his shot blocked into the behind the net by his blocker. Evan Center falls as he gets it out of the zone. Hohartz flies in, wheels it all the way around to Miller. But Blaze get there first, and their backhand flipped is pushed aside by Sorensen. Nelson draped all over his player. Ebensteiner has it. Pillsbury or Hunter tries to clear it out. He does. And we're going to get a change for Blades as they hop off the ice. Another one-time opportunity, and that goes in the corner. Pillsbury battles for it. All the way up top of the zone. Shot, glove down by Sorensen, pushed away. Kennedy can't clear it out. Another shot, that doesn't get through as it's into the corner. Hoharth battles for it. In the skates for Pillsbury. Up the boards to Ford. Grabbed by Beltnick. Pillsbury dumps his player. Hoharth slides in there. Ford has it. Ford battling for it. Blades come out of the scrum, and they carry it back through. Broken up there by Hoharth as Beltnick turns it up. Beltnick gets in there. Shot by Kennedy. That goes off the side of the net. Up top of the zone. Cleared out. Alankiewicz has it. Alankiewicz tries to get it to Pillsbury. That goes through. And Pillsbury bumps with his player as Alankiewicz controls. Alankiewicz up to Beltnick. Beltnick coming through. Jabbed at it by the Blaze as they're able to clear the zone. And they send it back out. Fuller pushes it forward. Bouncing puck, top of the slot, into some skates. Shot there, stopped, and another shot, and the goal. So the first shot was blocked by their own player, and then it sort of ping-ponged, and it dumps into the back of the net. Bodies collide as Fuller took a little bit of a lick there, and Fuller carries it out. Grayson Fuller, he gets taken down, and we're going to get a call there as bodies fly into the corner. Fuller shakes it off. He hops up, and we'll get a power play opportunity with 3:25 to go and counting. Outlaws changed their D, or at least they changed a D as Pillsbury comes on for Fuller. Melson stays on for the start of the power play. Face off controlled by the Outlaws. Bufflin loses it. That's sent all the way down. Chased after by Melson. Blades get there first. Pillsbury breaks it up as Nelson gets it up to Ebert. Ebert stumbles, and then Bufflin taps it out of the zone. Bufflin battling for it. In the skates of Elankowicz. Elankowicz has it. He takes the shot. Loose puck rebound, and a shot jammed at by Ebert. Gets stuck under the goalie, and a stoppage of play. Two minutes to go in the game, a minute 27 on the power play. Face off to Ebert. Ebert shot blocked. Ebert gets it back. He skates around. Another shot, or at least he tried to pass it to Bufflin. He couldn't get there. Pillsbury has it, knocked off of his stick. And that's chipped out of the zone. It's chased down by Kennedy. Tommy Kennedy flips it out to Ebert. Knocked off his stick, but Pillsbury gets there. Pillsbury up to Bufflin. Bufflin carries it into the zone. He's battling for it. Elankowicz comes in. Elankowicz stops. Elankowicz takes a look. He sends it up to Pillsbury. Pillsbury, that shot skips through wide the net, and it goes to Ebert. Centering pass to Elankowicz. He slaps at it. That goes into the corner. Held in by Pillsbury. He gets caught from behind as he takes a shot, jabs at it again. Can't keep it in as the Blades carry it out 1-on-5. They take a shot and they score. So that puck saw the top corner. And with 50 seconds to go in the game and 21 seconds on the power play, it's a shorthanded goal for the Blades. I feel like we should just get someone in European soccer where they just tell Bennett to take a cramp and just be I can't play anymore and just kill the rest of the clock. Because there's 30 seconds left in the game. Parker knocks it out to Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner pushes it in. Sent all the way down. Melson might as well just hold it behind the net. Melson gates it out. He cuts through. Melson up through the zone. One more rush. And that will do it here. So Outlaws drop it 13-1. Blades celebrate like this is the first game they've ever won, except for it's the third game they've won by more than 7 this tournament. So we will see what happens. If hometown beats Tommy Chicago, we play the Blades again tomorrow in the championship game. If there's ties, I don't really know. If Tommy Chicago wins, Tommy Chicago plays, and we play hometown again in the third place game. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Probably won't be back tomorrow. Fortunately, there's a scheduling conflict with multiple kids playing hockey. And Chris will be here doing the live stats. Not sure if I'll make it back up, but I appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will see you next time.